Alright, people. I'm in quarantine mode because of Corona. And so I'm making some more lesson videos. Here we go. This is going to be a video about a couple of Clarence White licks on electric guitar. I first got into him via Greg Koch, actually, who introduced me to this live at Fillmore, this Birds record that's really good and worth checking out. Kind of West Coast country vibes. And not that Clarence was at all just a lick player, but he definitely used a couple moves pretty frequently. So let's just jump right into it. The first two I'm going to show you are from that record. One of them is from You're Still on My Mind, and one of them is from Lock Up the Honky Tonks. And both of these are played with a B-bender, which I don't have. So I'm going to show you how to do a close version of them without a B-bender. That show is from 1969, and it's pretty cool to see the evolution of that style at the time. It's still pretty raw, so it's kind of fun to see him working it out in front of you. So the first one, it's an A, and it's going to a D chord, so 1 to 4. And what it does, he would have been playing this on the B and E string, but we're going to do it on the G and B. It's really cool. So basically it's two notes in unison that are moving in different directions. So one of them is going, and the other's going, and they do that at the same time. So the rhythm of it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So the tricky part is just releasing that bend while you're moving your other finger. So that's one. Another really cool one that he does with the B-bender is he ends the solo in Lock Up the Honky Tonks with kind of some unison bends going. That's the basic melody. But the first one, there's a half step. So the bending part of it goes, and the note that he's playing on the top string is, so you have that little half step thing there, which is really cool. Something like that. You can also play it here. So, might be a little bit easier to do on those strings. So those are two really cool B-bender licks. Now, another lick that he does in a bunch of different tunes is what I would call the Buckaroo Lick. So Don Rich played this originally in Buckaroo, and they opened that show, the Fillmore show I'm mentioning, with a version of Buckaroo. Now, Don Rich played kind of a triad version of it. And Clarence does that too, but he also does it with seventh chords. So he does it there on the A chord. He also does it on the D chord, the one chord in this. He does something similar on Nashville West, which is the tune that opens that record. I may have misspoken earlier. I think Buckaroo is halfway through. So that's a really cool lick he uses a lot. He uses that also in the Linda Ronstadt version of Willin, over the 4 chord. So making that a 4/7. So he does that a bunch of different tunes, and there's all sorts of different ways to use it. And again, it's pretty similar to the way Don Rich played it, but just a little bit expanded. Okay, the next one that he does in a number of tunes, he likes to do this double time thing. So this is from a live version of My Back Pages, the Dylan song. It's from an album that's called Setlist, The Very Best of the Birds. And he does this kind of vibe. He does that in a bunch of different chords in the tune. And he's doing that over, kind of implying almost the double time feel over the tune. So that's a really signature thing that he does to me. Really cool to just add a little rhythmic interest. The Byrds, on some of that live stuff, the rhythm section was pretty busy. So it fits with that kind of style. You can do some muting stuff in there. So that's just going 4 to 5 to 7. And then the similar shape over the E chord. Yeah. Okay, last lick. He also does this one a lot. He does this both in Willin and to start his solo, and he starts his solo in that live version of My Back Pages I was just talking about. This one, again, is a B-bender lick, so the way that he plays it is on a different group of strings than we will probably do it on. He goes like this. That's the beginning of the lick. So in Willin, that's where I would play it. So it slides into the 5, the fifth note of the scale, and then hammer on and slides to get up to here. And then doing a bend from the second up to the third. That's pretty classic intro to a solo or intro to a song. It's very pedal steel-ish. It's kind of similar to what Lloyd Green plays on that famous You Ain't Going Nowhere from Sweethearts of the Rodeo. And yeah, that's it for now. Just sharing some of these classic Clarence White licks to use over country stuff. Hope I explained them well. See ya. Happy quarantine. Bye.